Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Booking Basics 101 with Evolution Travel. We're going to show you how you can become a travel professional. Remember, amateurs do this just for fun, don't get paid. Professionals, we get paid for what we do as travel agents. My name is Hawa out of Columbia, South Carolina. I am so happy to have you. Hopefully you have already watched first steps in becoming a travel agent, and then your basics for new travel agents. And this is now Booking Basics 101. After you've watched all those videos, this is your next steps. Once clients reach out to you, what are you going to do next? So I'm going to help you with that. There are 6 proper steps to booking and finalizing payments. Number 1, you're going to collect client information. 2, you're going to pair up suppliers that's going to match to the request of the clients. 3, you are now going to create quotes to send to clients. You then are going to collect authorization form. You're going to make payments on your client's behalf, and then you are going to register your booking, fill out the commission tracking form, and that's really it. Now you just simply wait 30 to 60 days after the client has traveled to receive your commissions. Pro tips: determine your hours of operation within your business. Most of you work this on a part-time basis, so decide how often you want to work, how many days, how many hours, when can they reach you, when it's too early, and when it's too late. You want to be timely. When clients are reaching out, always send them back a reply. Even if you can't get with them until tomorrow or the next day, let them know when you can send them quotes so that way they'll have a healthy expectation with you. Create your own system. We all work this differently. I'm going to show you all the basics of being a successful travel agent. You then can expound on that and make it your own. Utilize virtual physical calendar. I still use a regular calendar to this day, written. I still take my notebook everywhere I go, so I can keep up with my clients and reservations and notes and things like that. You see that, guys? Yes, this still works very effectively for me, but do what's best for you. Step 1, this is where you're going to collect client information. They are going to go in your inbox, call you, they're going to text you, they're going to email you, all the things. One of the first things I want you to do is establish client consultation time. It will take about 10 to 15 minutes. Immediately ask them, hey, when is the best time to go over details of your booking? We do have a client intake form in the back office under Travel Cafe, but I still want you to have that form in front of you. You can Google client travel intake form. And then what you want to do is write down the answers and go through the specifics with your clients. If you send this to them to fill out, they may as well book travel on their own. Try to personalize this as much as possible. What I do is I get on the phone. I get to know them, who, what, where, when, why, and how much. Determine the seriousness of this booking, meaning, do you want to book right now? Are you looking right now? And be ready to put a deposit next month. Now you know how quick you need to act on creating this quote for your client. How much do you want to book? What is it that they want to book? Is it just single components or some components, or they already have the cruise and they need a pre or post hotel plus flight? You need to know. Some clients have already booked a trip and they may need trip protection and need your advice. You want to know if they've used a travel agent before. You want them to share their experience with you. What did they love most and what did they hate? You do want to find out what is it that your clients do not like, because if you don't ask these questions, they're not going to be able to even tell you. I had an example of a client that actually wanted a beach. I had no idea that seaweed was something that she was really distraught over. Of course, I found out too late, last minute, that she was concerned with seaweed. Had I known, I would have sent her to Aruba, but I didn't know that because I didn't ask the right questions. So you are always going to learn from your experience as you go. Number 2 is you want to gather the basic client information after you have done the client intake form and find out all the information. You're going to request their names, birth dates, address, phone, email, loyalty numbers if they have any for flights, for airlines, for rewards points, reward member numbers for hotels and resorts. If they have loyalty number for their cruise line, you need to know all of that and more. You do need the address and phone number and email of the lead traveler. That's the most important one. Number three is find out if they are ready to book right now. Let them know that there may be a deposit amount. Would they be ready to book that? Or are they looking for payment plans for the future? Or if you can find them the best deals, are they ready to go ahead and make that full payment right now in order to save money? This is going to help you figure out which supplier is going to be best suited for them. Number four is let the client know when you'll get back with them, whether it be 24 hours, 3 days, a week. Most people come to you for future travels, so they are not going to be in that huge of a rush. If it's within 45 days before travel, now it is pretty urgent. I treat travel within 3 months pretty urgent because every day flight times change. And cruising, usually 120 days or less, you need to be urgent as well because last minute bookings tend to cost more every single day when your clients have to think. So you want to let your client know and understand that you have no control over how the availability works. The cost of travel is determined on when the booking is made or when a deposit is made or when it is paid in full. Always make sure that you put that in your quotes. So pro tip is create a contact for each client and save them in your phone. I create a contact for each lead traveler, and in the notes of my phone, I put all the client information, the credit card information, everything that you think is important about them, even from the client intake information, I put it in there as well. And then you want to label each folder in your email when you start working with your clients that you perceive as being serious, and label the lead traveler's name. For example, I put Ken's Travel. That's his folder. And then I have one for Jen's Travel. Do whatever you think is best for you to be organized in your business. Now you have already done step one, which is to know the information. Now you're ready to figure out the suppliers and get quotes for your client. Now you need to figure out which supplier is best to book what you're looking for. Number one, book with preferred partners. That is with Archer Travel, Evolution Travel in the back office. If you see it on the list, that's a preferred partner. It doesn't mean that you can't use other suppliers. So you know you're part of our group. So always ask for some advice if you need help with that. Suppliers that pay in full, for example, are going to be Expedia Tap. You're able to book flights, hotels, car rental, transfers, groups, all the things, but it does need to be paid in full. Fairbus, also, you can break up the components or can build a package from there. Beds online are going to be boutique hotels, unique hotels, and hotels all over the world, car rentals, and activities. Vacation rentals need to be paid in full most of the time. Viator, that is excursion activity, sports and entertainment using golden tickets. Bookings close to travel date oftentimes need to be paid in full. Again, understand each supplier and know when you need to be paid in full. And if you have questions, again, put in the chat so you can figure that out. But you can actually go into the vendor sites, read on the information, watch one of their training videos. It will let you know. Suppliers that I use with payment plans. All cruise lines have some sort of payment plans available. Book it way in advance. AA Vacations is a $200 deposit per person for a vacation package. Delta Vacations about $200 to $300 a person. Vax Vacations, if you have trip protection, the deposits tend to be lower. Vacation Express is the same way. With Vacation Express, you're able to do a low deposit as well. Just make sure you click for a low deposit option. Globus is an international travel company. You're able to do plans. CIE Tours, Go Away, Culture Holidays, Trafalgar, Scepter Vacations, and so much more. We have so many, guys. But Just click on there. If you have questions, you can always call the travel agent line. Remember, every vendor has some sort of training for you to take. Number two, do your research based on the client preference and budget. Budget is a key word. I know some trainings that you receive may tell you, let's not focus on the budget, focus on value and experience. Think in terms of you when you travel. In your mind, you have already decided how much you want to spend on your trip. In fact, your bank account will tell you how much you want to spend on the trip. So it's always good to find out what are you working around so you'll know not to overprice or underprice the trip for your clients, because you get what you pay for when it comes to travel. If they pay more, they get more. If they pay less, they're going to get a lot less, but we still want to be mindful of what the clients are willing to pay. Number three, you are going to create 3 quotes, one matching the client's budget, one above, one below. When you do send this to your clients, you want to put the highest first, the midpoint, and the lowest last. And you want to go ahead and put out all the information, what your clients are going to receive on each quote that you are sending them. Some suppliers for packages do price match, so be mindful of which one that allows you to do that, but don't tell your clients that ahead of time before finding out which one specifically. This is the reason why it's important just to work with a few of your favorites and continue working them so you really understand which one is best to use. Pro tips for you. Use promo codes. Always check for deals. Recommend deals for your clients ahead of time. Maybe your clients didn't know about this property. It's about 3 or 4 star, matching what they're looking for, but they're able to save a few $100, even $1,000. If they have flexible travel dates, ask your clients so you'll know when to find the best deals, because it does matter when your clients travel. Is it shoulder season? That means it's right before a super busy season or right after a busy season. So this is where people are traveling less. Kids are in school, price lowers. Read the reviews. I read the last 10 reviews of each location that I book for my clients. That's my rule of thumb. I would not book clients to places that I deem unsafe and that I would not travel to. So always read the reviews for your clients. And I determine how to book some trips by going to Google Flights. This is a trick that I have. I'll put in there where they're leaving from, where they're going to, and it will tell you which dates have the best average lowest flight rates. That is kind of how I decide, okay, my clients are going for 4 days. It seems cheaper the 3rd week in December or the 3rd week in August. So that's how I kind of use Google Flights to help me decide when's the best time to book travel for my clients. Step 3. Now it's time for you to create those quotes. You figure out the suppliers. You are going to use supplier resources to send quotes, screenshots. You can do copy and paste. You can send it through email. You can use your phone. I use my phone pretty often. It just depends on how I feel like it's best to send quotes. For example, with AA Vacations, what I do is I get the quote, the package, and then I save that quote and I send it to myself, and then I forward it to my clients accompanied by websites of those hotels that I picked. I usually find 3, so that's why I always tell people to do around 3. If you do too many, you are going to confuse your clients, you're going to confuse yourself, and now it's extra work than what is necessary. Vax Vacations. When you find the package, you're able to send them an email of that quote. One of the reasons why I love using Vax. Under Vax, you have Apple Vacation, Travel Impression, and FunJet. So get to know these suppliers. You can use their resources definitely. If you don't have an easy way of sending the quotes, what I do is do screenshots using my laptop or even from my phone, and then I upload it to the email and I write out the information. Or if I'm doing back and forth quotes a lot with my clients and they're tweaking this and that, I just do it through the phone. I make it really simple. Send in order of highest to lowest. Showcase amenities and information with pictures, links, videos, YouTube. Universally, YouTube is amazing. There's always some influencer on some vacation somewhere at the trip that I'm booking for. I find that YouTube of the newest ship or whatever ship they're covering for 2025, and I send it to my clients. So now this gives your clients a visual of what you're booking for them, and that gets them excited as well. Once you have already figured out what it is that you're going to do and you create the quote, now you need to text or call your client to ask for a 10 to 15 minute follow up to go over the itinerary over the phone, because you actually have a lot of influence on how you sell the package to your client. And now you can also tell them about deposit requirement, payment information, final payment dates, and you can go over any questions that they may have. If this is refundable versus non-refundable, and you always want to recommend trip protection on all these trips. Discuss this over the phone, tweak, then agree on a trip. Once they agree on the trip, you do need to act fast within 24 hours, so that way the price don't go up. Most often time, if I have an inkling that this is a great trip for someone and I don't want the trip to go up, you usually can hold it for 24 hours without the price changing. There are a few suppliers that allow you to do that, like AA Vacations, Delta Vacations, Vax Vacations. A few of those would do. If it's Expedia Tap, nope, you cannot hold anything. It needs to be booked when you're looking at it. Pro tips, whether you book or not, post on social media during and after booking process. Create separate reservation per room and per cabin. That just means that if you have a group of 6 people going, but they have 3 rooms, create 3 separate reservations. Why? Because you never know. Couples fight, friends fight. You don't want one person not going to affect the entire group. I'm telling you, trust me on this. Make sure that you create a reservation for every room separately. The only time you can do it together, and I think it's okay, is if you have a family where the mom or the dad or the grandma is paying for everyone under one credit card, then okay. If something happens, the whole group is going to cancel. In that case, it is okay. But what I want you to do is maximize on the quotes that you're going to give your clients. Don't waste them. If you have great quotes, put pictures on your social media, on your TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Showcase the entire itinerary of flights, hotel, transfer, trip protection, and what the price is per person. Always put down in your post, price is subject to change until a payment is made or a deposit is made. Always put it on there to protect yourself. So that way, when clients come to you, if the price go up, they're not going to get upset. Step 4, this is when you're going to get the authorization form. Send this out to your client. Evolution Travel has a form in the back office that you can use. They want the front and back copy of the credit card information. Collect payment information with this authorization form. On that form, you want them to acknowledge, accept, or decline trip protection. You never, ever, ever want something to happen to the trip. If anything ever happens, and if you live life long enough, something will happen that they blame you and say, well, my travel agent never offered trip protection. I actually travel and I don't use trip protection before as a client myself, but we are in the industry. We want to make sure we offer every single person trip protection. We have a link with Tinleg that you can send. They can book themselves. We can also use Allianz as well. There's so many different ways, but on the form, make sure that they click yes or no, accept or decline. Do not accept any cash transaction. Everything is paid direct to the supplier using the client's credit card, debit card. Sometime if they use a Cash App card, as long as it has Visa or MasterCard on there, you're able to use that as well. It just depends on the supplier. Read everything. This form is for you to keep, not to send into Evolution Travel and not for the supplier. Keep this for your record, just in case the client ever says you were not authorized. to use their credit card. This is to protect you and to protect your client. You can send out a PDF fillable form, jot form, or email the info and get them to fill it out. You can avoid fraud with this step. If it's being booked in less than 21 days, Evolution Travel, Archer Travel, they do want you to follow this step. So if it's booked within 21 days, you must do this, but only for these particular suppliers. Apple Vacation, AA Vacation, AM Resort, Archer Go, which is their app, Beds Online, Blue Sky, Delta Vacations, FunJet, Pleasant Holidays, Ski.com, Southwest Vacation, Travel Impression, United Vacations. So anything else outside of that, you don't need to get permission from Archer Travel. There is a form that they want you to fill out and submit if it's within 21 days of travel. Oftentimes, I use Expedia Tap just to avoid this, but if in case you are using any of these suppliers, you need to make sure you do this step. If they find out, they can cancel your booking. And if there's any fraudulent activity that occur, their E&O insurance would not cover the loss that any fraudulent activity may happen. The reason why they're doing this is because lately there are scams, fraudulent activities that are going on using travel agents, and many times it's being done with last minute bookings. Step 5. Now it's time for you to make payments. Like I said earlier, once I receive the credit card information and everything, I actually go to the contact of my client, of the lead traveler, and I save this in my notes. I have my laptop out and then I have my phone out. Now I can make payment on the client's behalf. You need to make sure that you match their names exactly as it appears on the passport or the ID. The best way to do this, to make sure you don't mess up, is to ask them to send you a copy through email or text message of their documents. Birth dates, phone number, email, address, loyalty number, all those things need to be input correctly. Most suppliers give you 24 hours to make a name correction if you need it with no charge, but be aware some of them may charge you a fee. So if it's your mistake, you would have to incur that fee to fix it for your client. But if it is the client's mistake, then the client will have to pay to get that fixed. Now you're going to apply deposit or make full payment using the credit card or debit card directly to the supplier. Once you are done, you receive the confirmation number and email. What you will do is to email this to yourself and then forward the confirmation. I do this so that way I can remember. Sometimes your clients are going to say 2-3 days later, I did not receive that confirmation email. You can now backtrack, look at the email that you received, and see that you have actually forwarded to your client. This is how I like to do it. You can do it however you like to, but this is a good tip. So that way I'll know once I get the email confirmation, I immediately will forward it and add it to the folder that I have created for each lead traveler. I keep it organized that way in the folder. Triple check the information, quadruple check the information after you did the booking. Text your client, email them, and ask them to confirm the information on the booking. Are the dates right? Is the payment correct? Is the hotel, the components correct? The reason why I'm telling you this, because when you're going back and forth 5, 10, 20 times trying to find the exact package for your clients, you will make a mistake. Your clients will make a mistake as far as what you booked. This has happened before. This is the reason why you want them to let you know and confirm that the information is done correctly. I mean, something as simple as Lena with one L and you accidentally put two L's because the L's look like one L. I don't know about you, but I wear glasses. So sometimes you could make that mistake, not trying to, but having a different set of eyes, including your clients, will also help you. Let your clients know the balance, the final payment date. I usually send a text with that information. I do a screenshot as well, and then I send it through the text. When I see it in the text thread, I'll be able to look and see what the payments are, when the final payment due date is, so that way I don't always have to refer back to the emails. I work best with my text messages. So that's how I do an extra step of making sure I know who, what, how much is owed and when I need to do it. And I keep tabs of everything in my notebook. Keep a calendar on your phone. Input reminders so that way you can remind your clients. I do 30 days before the final payment date is due. Also, when I let my client know when the final payment date, I always do at least 7 to 10 days before the actual date. Never, ever, ever tell your clients the exact date, even if they can see it on the email themselves. You want to tell them, say, hey, as your travel agent, making payment on the last day makes me super nervous and I don't want to lose your booking. So do that just for your own sanity. Step 6, register your booking. You finish the booking. Try to do this within 72 hours, please. Evolution Travel want you to register the booking within 30 days, but I want you to have a good practice 24 to 72 hours after you finish the booking, even if it's not paid in full, going to the back office of your travel site. You can see that on the left-hand side where it says your travel site. Click on dashboard on the top right-hand corner, and then you'll see the commission tab. Click that, and then click on the commission tracking form. You're going to fill out the client's names, email, and phone number. You only need to put the lead traveler's email and phone number, and then you can add the names of all the other travelers. Also input 5, 10, even different bookings if it's booked under one lead traveler. Every booking that has a different lead traveler, you need to fill out a different tracking form. But I had one where I had like 6 components under the lead traveler. So I just put his name one time, his wife's name, and then I keep adding the different components until I'm done. And then I click submit. Once you're done with that, now you're going to wait 30 to 60 days after travel to receive your commission. If you do not receive your commission, wait 60 days after the last day of the trip that has been traveled. Then you contact Evolution Travel if you have any issues. If the booking is canceled or is a no-show, you will not receive commissions. No commissions will be paid. I know it's obvious, but I want to make sure that you know that as well. That concludes the 6 steps to Booking Basics 101. I love this. Once you have done all the things that I've told you, everyone that has watched all these videos, if you get really good at doing these things consistently and be determined to always provide more information than what you think your client needs, your client are going to love you. They are going to use you for everything. You're going to recommend you. You are replacing that 1-800 number. That client would never have to pick up the phone and get help with anybody else because they were able to call you. Follow up, follow up, follow up is the most important part of being a travel agent. If you send quotes out and your clients did not respond, don't be mad with them. People are really busy. Something traumatic may have happened. You know how life is. And they maybe have forgotten to respond to you. All you simply do is like, hey, just want to follow up, want to see if you still plan to book with me. When would you be comfortable? Another 24 hours go by. Send them a message. Hey, good morning. Just want to check to see if you've changed your mind. Just please let me know. No hard feelings. Check on the client prior to booking the trip. Check on them during the payment process. And every month, you should send a message out to your client if there are payment plans, whether or not they want to pay this week or this month, or they can wait toward the end, closer to the payment date to make final payment. But stay in touch with your clients. And after travel, send them a message. Call them up and say, hey, how did everything go? What did you love best? What did you like the least? What can I do different to help you with your trip? Are you ready to book your next trip? Most people, when I've booked their travel, are already discussing on what the next trips will be on the trip that they're taking. So that's very exciting. I book travel continually because I am the queen of follow-up. Lastly, ask for referrals and reviews. If they are not great on Facebook, show them how to review you. If you have a Google page, Ask them how to refer you. Tell them to refer you to your friends. Send your agent profile flyer, virtual flyer to send to your client. Say, hey, I would love it if you would share this to your community page, share this to your friends. Will you make a post about how amazing your trip is and refer me to your friends and your family? If you receive the referral, always send a text or a message. You can even send gifts out to your clients if they are a great referral partner. And remember to have gratitude and thank your clients and thank your referrals for always thinking of you. This will help you majorly. Well, thank you so much for joining me and joining us on this training. You need to know it's all about learning and earning at the same time. Earn as you learn. Be a forever student, guys. This concludes your Booking Basics 101. Thank you so much. Remember, become a travel professional. People love to use professionals. And when you become one, you will earn like one. See you guys the next time. Bye now.